Kolbrin Bible, Book 6, Book of Morals and Precepts, Chapter 41, Bad Temper. Much of the book is to develop your moral code. Avoid using it to judge others. Kolbrin Bible, Book 6, Book of Morals and Precepts, Chapter 41, Bad Temper. MPR 41:1. The hot-headed man cannot restrain himself. He exposes his weaknesses before all men. He shrieks his fury, and his voice soars up to the unheeding heavens. MPR 41:2. He tears himself apart and casts his body into weariness. He rages like a destructive fire among the reeds, which blaze up in a gust of flame, and then are no more. Only blackened ashes remains. The real man smiles at this futility and quietly goes his way. MPR 41:5. In its fury, the whirlwind hurls down trees and destroys the places of cultivation. In its convulsions, the earthquake tears open the land and destroys the works of men. Such is the likeness of the hot-headed man, who in his rage wrecks the peacefulness of his surroundings. MPR 41:11. An insolent man can provoke a weakling so that he will consume himself in words of fire, but in the wise man he kindles not, but disdain. MPR 41:12. The floodwaters of bad temper rise in the mountains of weakness and folly, but they drain away into the seas of remorse and regret. It's not easy to accept. Sometimes the best you can do is nothing. When to understand the effort you're putting into something is no longer giving you the payoff, or when things that once worked doesn't. How long it takes you to recognize this will show others more about you than any words. Things of man, building cars, are rigid. They will not bend. In a wind, they are wiped out. However, a tree often bends and can survive far longer. It's a good thing to remember this. Learning how to fight is not as important as learning when to fight and how best to get there. Too many today lack the ability to disengage. They will take a square peg and try and beat into a round hole. I can say this often. When I run up to a wall, if I take a few hours, maybe even a few days, I find the work flows much more. The odd thing, many times, something that happened in between offers another perspective to what I was doing. It's not in my nature, but I'm learning that at times it might be best to surrender for a little while, find other ways to go about achieving the goals, or wait for the experience that offers you enough to translate what you're reading.